All right, it's a Monday. Welcome to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. A little awkward clapping. Nobody was sure. Should we clap? I don't know what's going on.
It's a slow clap.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
Monday slow clap.
This is how white people clap at hip hop shows.
Off the beat.
Would you get on beat? You messing us up.
Hey, you know what? It's funny. Mikey said Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
I was texting with Yak this morning because I lost my badge and I finally got a new badge.
Yeah, that was a big shocker.
And he said, "Can't wait to see your Halloween costume." And I thought for a minute, I'm like, "Oh my God, are we supposed to be dressing up today?"
I thought we were going to. None of us did.
I could have broke out my college Halloween gear.
I was good. I
won't fit
I
anymore.
finally took the Baker Mayfield jersey I ordered out of the bag. Okay. It was way too small.
Oh, really?
Mid-drift.
I was gonna just bring it in as like a towel. What's the point?
Hey man,
G, no Halloween costume for you. I hate Halloween. What?
this is the jacket from White Man Can't Jump. So I don't.
Is that what that's from?
Yeah, man. Yeah, they don't got.
Don't
this.
ever make a sequel or a remake of that movie.
I heard they're going
Somebody
to.
said they're going to.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
That's a classic.
Super classic.
That's a freaking
Never
classic.
mess with that.
Shout out to Rosie Perez too, man.
I was just literally thinking she was really the best part of that movie.
Yeah, Rosie-
she was so hot in that movie.
Hey, Rosie Perez was. By the way, man,
Yeah.
no one has ever made it from Soul Train to the main screen like Rosie Perez. Like, you know, way to go, be one of the greatest Soul Train dancers of all time, and then actually pivot and be like, oh yeah, I'm a real person. I'm in the movies too.
Yeah. Although I feel like she hasn't done anything in a while. Where's she been?
Oh no, she's retired.
Cash and checks.
Yeah, I guess
she
so.
made money.
Made a bag already.
Yeah, she got that
Yeah.
stuff.
All right, guys, a lot to get to today. Obviously, I feel like we've been talking about this Browns-Bengals game for 3 weeks, it seems like. But it's finally happening tonight after the
It's only been a
game.
week.
G and Mikey McNuggets and Jeff Lloyd and I, if Jeff's not too far in the bag, will be doing a Browns post-game show. We'll start at the 2-minute warning, of course, as we always do. So we'll have that for you tonight. So make sure there you go. There's Jeff because he's drunk. He's got his hands on
I told Jeff he got to do the wine coolers tonight. get you one of them, something that say strawberry passion on it.
Yep. That was Mikey McNuggets when he was 13 in that picture also.
Bring it down.
For some reason, WKYC keeps tagging him with somebody else's Twitter handle.
Yeah, they keep calling me Mike Lewis.
Yeah, who is Mike Lewis? I don't know. Why can't WKYC figure this
Not
out?
sure.
They don't even know who I am. I came up here the other day and said, sir, do you have any credentials? I was like, I'm an Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. They said, sir, please, get your hands out of your pockets and show some identification. I said, okay, I'm going to just come back later.
Oh, my gosh. All right. In addition to that, we're going to spend a lot of time on the Cavaliers later in the show. And we'll do our headlines today. And we got a big announcement coming about, well, I can't tell you about it now.
12:15-ish, by the way.
12:15-ish.
Big announcement.
And Tim Couch joins us in about 30 minutes. I said we'll talk a lot about the Cavs later, but we're going to do a few minutes on the Cavs before we get into the Browns here, guys. We were talking about it off the air. Last year they blew a lot of leads and played poorly in the fourth quarter at times. And then we saw that on opening night tonight, right, where they didn't, or this year when they played poorly in the fourth quarter. Now we got a long way to go, and people talking about winning in the playoffs, and people talking about MVPs. This is stupid. We're 6 games into the season.
Yeah.
However, as you guys just said off the air, this team is must-watch TV right now. They are a lot of fun, and these last 2 games over the weekend, man, did they play great down the stretch in both those games.
Well, there's no question. I'll tell you from the beginning. They had a lot of talent last year. What they did not have was a closer. And so now they have got a legitimate bona fide closer who now gives airspace and breath to the other players. So going down the stretch, I don't have to worry about who to go to. They're down 9 in the fourth quarter last night, Bull. And the one who did not panic was Donovan Mitchell. And then that space gives Kevin Love space to do his thing, right? The Cavs are must-see TV, and I would tell you it is catching on across this country. I told G. Bush on Saturday, Barkley's seeing it. Kendrick Perkins seeing it. National writers are seeing it. People who know this game say what's going on in Cleveland is different.
Jason?
I was just trying to look up how many shots Donovan took last night.
20.
20? Mm-hmm. Not one of them felt forced, out of rhythm, out of the flow of the offense. He is so much better than I thought he was. And knew he was good, knew he could score, knew he could fill it up. But it's everything else that he does. It's his awareness. It's his feel for the game. The pass he had to Okoro in traffic last night in I think it was third or fourth quarter. It was one of those zip passes, and Okoro because he's terrified of the ball.
Potato.
Dropped it off to.
Is he going to play at all once Garland comes back?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, he will. Yeah, I mean, he's Miles Straw. You know, I mean, if you want a baseball equivalent, he's
there you
Miles
go.
Straw.
Is he that good defensively?
I don't know that he's in that class, but
Yeah.
he gives them like there's a spot
Athletic.
for him.
Okay.
Athletic.
Absolutely, there's a
Athletic.
spot for him. But Donovan is just he's such an all-around better player than I even gave him credit for.
We'll see.
Everybody seems shocked in Cleveland.
Well,
about
I'm not
videos.
shocked. I told Jason before this. You know, I'm a basketball junkie. I stay up
You
late and
are,
watch
yeah.
all this stuff, right? What he's doing now is the same thing he was since Garland went down. It's the same thing he was doing in Utah. So I call it where Utah was in the West. I call this Utah East with a better surrounding cast.
Yeah.
The way he's playing now, the same way he was playing in Utah, you just didn't see it unless you stayed up late
He's
at night.
got better talent around him here than he had in Utah.
That's what I said. I said,
Yeah. He said with more talent.
He has better talent
Yeah.
here, but the way he plays, Jason, is the same way he was playing in Utah. Now it's not. I don't have to count on Rudy Gobert.
Right.
Kevin Love give me 6-7 threes, right? I said, Karis LeVert can give me a hot day
41?
one day.
That's who he is.
That's who he is. And he's your fifth best player,
Right.
or so who cares? Maybe your sixth best player behind Kevin Love, right? And here's the thing, guys, and we'll get more details later. But G, how about this? Which stat I loved? Over 80% of their field goals had an assist attached to it. That's huge.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's
And by the way,
without
I don't
Diaz.
think the Knicks are a terrible team. I don't know what you guys think.
Knicks
I think
not
they're
bad.
middle of the, they're mediocre.
They're okay.
No, that's
they're
okay.
not. They're not.
But they're not terrible.
They're not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying they're good either.
They're not a playoff team in the East.
Probably not. Well, maybe a 9 or 10. No.
What impressed me the
Go
most.
ahead.
We got to be top 6 to be a playoff team.
Oh, I see.
They're not top
Okay,
6.
Yeah, you're right.
No, not top
I
six,
forgot
yeah.
the 7 and 8.
Yeah.
What impressed me the most was we talked about possibly needing another shooter, but I mean they're shooting lights out, and I don't know if that's sustainable. Between Donovan Mitchell, he's shooting threes at a higher rate. Kevin Love, obviously, when you look at what he's doing, he's hitting the long ball. He's shooting it great. But you also got guys that are traditionally not very good three-point shooters.
Yeah.
LeVert hit the open shots against Boston. He had a terrible game this game. But Jetty's been shooting a high percentage. Dean Wade
He played great last
played
night.
great last night.
Yeah.
So, when you talk about this team, if they can shoot that type of percentage and they're doing it, I don't know, you may know, Jason, is this something, is a conscious effort? Because I don't think they were shooting that many threes last year.
They took 50 threes last night.
Yeah, I know.
50. And I was talking to one of the PR people, and while Kevin was on the podium, they were trying to figure out last time that happened. He said 2016.
Yeah, when LeBron was in.
And I think it was the Atlanta series, because I remember Budenholzer. I just lost my earpiece. I remember Budenholzer after the game, like almost in tears.
I remember that.
He was despondent because there was nothing they could do.
this
And
is
this
how-
team's built a lot like that.
This is how they play down there. They do a jack a lot of threes. Now, this is how they play. But I would just, I'll tell you this. This is what I'm interested in seeing the most is what happens when Garland comes back.
Is he playing against the Celtics on Wednesday? Do we know anything about that yet?
I don't. It doesn't sound like he's.
Because when Garland comes back, I don't need Donovan to do everything that Donovan's doing now.
Sure.
I need his leadership.
At least not
I
every
need
night.
I need his go-to down the stretch, right? So there's a pairing here, and I told G. Bush on Saturday on air that it reminds me of Isaiah Thomas and Dumars. Now, Isaiah Thomas on any given night could have given you 35 to 40, right? But when he got with Dumars, you're like, I don't need to give me 35 or 40.
right.
It's more about winning. It's when I give you these numbers.
Right.
Not that I come out and show you every night that I'm this dude from Chicago on the west side that can run you in the ground every night.
Let's save the rest of it. We'll get back to this conversation later. One last thing I wanted to hit. Don't start with me, Cleveland. I love this city, but we do this all the time. I already got the first text from someone saying, I'm a little worried about Garland when he comes back. From
Oh,
camp.
no.
Don't start with that stuff.
No,
we do that all the time.
Every
Whenever
time.
a team's playing well, don't put anybody else on the team. I don't want to mess with it. Stop it. Stop it right now.
Darius Garland's an all-star.
Yeah. We're only
absurd.
gonna get better.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's stop with the nonsense.
All right, guys. And
Let's get to the nuts and bolts.
No, we're
Yes.
going to the nonsense right now.
Oh, yeah.
We're starting the
Nonsense is
nonsense.
right now.
Nonsense,
begins
the
in all-
Browns.